Hi there, I'm Brad Prather. And if you don't know me, that's okay. My son was Grayson Prather, who passed away tragically on May 1st of this year. Why I'm sitting here today is I just wanted to introduce you to a project that was near and dear to his heart, but also near and dear to our family's heart. Grayson was in the process of building a 2002 Mazdaspeed. And the Mazdaspeed is somewhat of a rare car, and there's not many of them left around. What was kind of neat about this car is he was building it for a show called Driven, and he had some sponsors for that, and we'll introduce you to those at some point. But wanted to introduce you to the passion and the fun that Grayson was having with this project. This car has been in the works for several years now, and in fact there's probably enough parts here to build 3 cars. As part of this project, I wanted to take a little bit of time and just explain who Grayson was. Grayson had a lot of good talents. He was a visionary, and he definitely had big dreams. One of his skill sets was not cleanup. So why I'm standing over here is this area right here, and the cupboards and stuff took over 10 hours to clean up. He had screws and parts and stuff that only he knew where they went. But sadly, as part of building a car, we had to try and put together, just bring his tools back and put them away. So kind of the first step in the car is Grayson he's got some really whacked out rims from his friend Tim and put some high-end rubber on. He's got the good brakes, I guess, if you want to call it that, and he's cleaned up inside the wheel wells and stuff. He's touched it up so that basically he's allowed to put wider rims on it and stuff like that. So one of the other neat things is Grayson had relocated the battery to the trunk here, and he was also working on moving the electrical box to the trunk here. So we're not sure if that's gonna work out. So in one of the next videos, we'll find out. As we move forward, the inside is a complete mess. There's nothing to talk about there, but Grayson has also taken the time now to update these 34-way adjustable coils. I'm not sure 34 ways how you can adjust something, but that's okay. One of the last parts that he did before he passed away was him and his good buddy Shaggy, John. They got the motor put into place, and I'm super proud of him for that. The last month, Grayson was working on just the engine bay before the engine even went in. And he spent almost a month sanding every little spot to try and make sure it was perfect. I didn't understand what Driven was. And for you that don't know what Driven is when you take something and you really put passion and you really go the extra mile to do stuff. So for example, the valve cover has been powder coated. All of the metal and the parts have been all powder coated. Everything is clean, everything is updated. They've just taken care in detail. If you can see, the paint here is as good as it is on the outside. And a funny story kind of on that was Grayson was running behind, so he was asking for my help. So later on, I would get messages from him, text messages, and he would show me all the deficiencies and terrible job I had done. So very humbling experience from your son and how far he's come. One of our trickiest projects right now is actually putting together stuff. So it's kind of like building an IKEA kitchen with none of the instructions. So behind me is the brake components, but we can't find necessarily all the screws and things like that. So John, who is the team build on this project, has been ordering some of those things. Over back here, we've got more parts, including an axle from a different project that we'll talk about later. That was really all I wanted to say today. Grayson's got lots of cool tools and lots of extra parts, including a couple radiators for this thing. So